What's up, everybody? Motorcycle back. The bike here. Did a few things. Put some new brake pads, some frame sliders on. But still working with the really weird idle thing from the previous videos. But I got it fixed. Can't believe it took forever. I had this thing stripped down right down to like. I had the throttle bodies off, everything, right down to the rubber boots on the engine, on the manifold there. And I was looking for cracks, just anything where I was getting some weird airflow issues. Couldn't find anything there. Anyways, was looking for some parts. Called up a guy Marshall is his name, out here in Cambridge, Ontario. And he's got a ton of parts. He deals with mostly gsxrs and cowies for the stunt guys. Super awesome, knowledgeable guy, and good deals on parts. So I had some parts, he did. We traded around, did a little wheeling and dealing here, and I got what I needed. But in talking to this guy, he's like, no, it's definitely an air issue. Told me a few things to look for, namely the boots on the engine there. That hold on the throttle bodies. That wasn't the problem. But he sparked my imagination there, and I got to thinking, okay, well, if it's air, I'm gonna go through everything. I'm gonna rip off hoses. I'm gonna pull off whatever I can do just to figure this thing out. And so I'll show you guys what I found out, what I came up with. Okay, and this solved my weird idle issue. 100%. Just the idle though. We're in Ontario here. I got 2 feet of snow outside, so I haven't really ridden this thing like to prove that I'm not going to get a check engine light or anything like that. But for right now, this thing idles like a dream. From what I can tell, it's going to be a non-issue anymore. So right now, fixed. I got the shop heater hooked up, just kind of pointing at my rad here. I seen a guy from the States. He was having some cold start issues, and he would put a hair dryer right up to his rad, run it for about 10-15 minutes before he set out for his day, or started it up in the morning. And he said it got rid of that cold start issue that he was having. Now I did put a bunch of fresh gas in it. I don't know how old the gas was that was in it when I got it, but I ended up just when I was trying to figure everything out, I ended up with low fuel. I didn't even bother emptying the tank. I just, ran it until she died, and then put some new high octane fuel in it. I'm probably going to seafoam it in the future or shortly, depending on how the weather goes. I might do it sooner rather than later, but that's just just from my own peace of mind kind of thing. Okay, here is the issue. I don't know if you can see this, but under here is the air box. This is one of the intake air hoses, and under here is, at the very bottom here, I don't know if you can see this thing, there's a hose right here, this hose. And it comes from the air box, and what it does is it goes down underneath here to the ISC valve, the idle speed valve, or idle speed control valve. Now my idle speed valve is working, but I don't know if it's working 100%. I ohm it out at 20 ohms. In the book it says 80 ohms. A lot of guys have replaced them, and it's made no difference. So this is what I did. I got to thinking about this whole searching for idle thing. I took this hose off, and I was getting pretty pissed off. So what I did is I took this little hose, I took it off of the air box right here, just down below, and I just jammed my thumb on it. And when I jam my thumb on it, it has suction, which is helping the bike, or it's the ECU searching for that idle, and it's trying to get it to that speed. But for whatever reason, I'm assuming it's the idle valve, because maybe it's not opening and closing the correct amount. Now this solution might not work for everybody, because your idle speed valve may be working, but not as well or as mine. So it could change the fix for you guys, just because it might be searching for more air, less air. So what I've done is I've completely blocked that off. But in doing so, with my thumb on it, it stays idling. I can crack the throttle, everything works just fine. As soon as I take my thumb off and I crack it, I get an FI code, blah blah blah. So I did a complete block off, but what that did is it brought my idle speed down to low. So it's bringing it to around 900 to 1000 RPM, which is a little bit low for these bikes. It likes to see around 12 or 13 from what I can tell in the specs. So what I've done is I've gone and I've ordered a crankcase breather filter. I don't have one here right now. Like I said, it's on order. Tiny filter, a little 3/8 piece of metal collar on it. And I'm going to put that filter in to see if I can bring up my idle speed ever so slightly. So still have that pressure, that back pressure or whatever it is, or that vacuum, but a little bit less than having it a dead block off. So right now I've got a dead block off. I think my idle's a little bit too low. I could probably adjust my idle down below, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try this crankcase filter first. But I'm telling you, it fixed my idle issue. Like I was getting, it would spike to 4,000, it would drop down, it would hit 2,000 and just blip, 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 and this thing would just not run right. And now I'm telling you, that fixed my problem. 2008 gsxr 750 stock ECU, secondary exhaust exhaust valve delete. What do we got here? An arrow slip on. Nothing else done from what I can tell to any other electronics, the motor, or anything like that. So everything else is pretty well stock, except for some levers and just little things. But I'm telling you guys, that was my fix. If I were you, I bought the Heel Tech OBD tool. I bought new throttle bodies, new valves, which actually I needed the speed control, the ISC valve anyways. I spent quite a bit of time, quite a bit of money just trying to figure this thing out, and all I needed to do was plug that hose right there. I mean, the only way to know that is to go through everything, check everything. I mean, the OBD tool, like I said, it was okay. It's not great. It shows you some of the numbers, but I mean, a lot of guys like me at home, we don't know too much about the computer stuff, the computer side of it all. We're just, home wrenchers. We just like to fix things, get them running perfect, just by knowledge and trial and error kind of thing. I'd like to get into maybe some of the mapping stuff, but for right now, just wrenching at home. I mean, now I have the OBD tool. It was okay. I mean, I'll probably use it again a few more times if I need to. But other than that, I don't think I'm going to use it again. I think I'm going to go with maybe, there's some other guys out there with some better products, I think. But it is what it is. I mean, I have it. I'll use it if I need it. If anybody wants to borrow it, throw me a link. Throw me some sort of information online. Say something in the comments, right? And maybe I can help you out. I don't know. Or just call me up, shoot me a question, anything you want, man. I'll see if I can help. Like I said, I'm no expert, just a guy wrenching in the garage. But I've got this thing kind of warmed up, and I will start it up and we'll see. Degrees. I'm just gonna bat 112. I'm holding it just a little bit just to get it warmed up. It likes about 120, 130 degrees here. So it sounds like it should be good right now. I'm gonna try to release. Okay, there it is, hands off. So like I said, it likes about 120. But as you can see, it's well, it's right about 1,000. See that? Right about 1,000, but watch. I'll crack this throttle. Comes right back, no FI light, nothing. I'm telling you guys, that's the fix. For me anyways, that's the fix. Listen, I hope this helps anybody out, man, because I had a wicked time trying to get this. I had a wicked time trying to get this thing to run right. And that was the only thing I could come up with. So I'm gonna put that filter on. I'll keep posting. I'll let you guys know what I can get going with that crankcase breather filter, and now I can get to riding this thing, man. See you guys out on the streets, but I gotta take it for a spin, and I'll keep you guys posted. I'm gonna probably hook up the GoPro to the helmet, and I'll see if we can't get any FI codes. Maybe we'll take it up and down the street once the weather gets a little nicer. All right, so hopefully this helps anybody out there. Okay guys, peace. Motorcycle out.